William Shatner directed a Star Trek movie. Listen, it is everything you want it to be. If you're like, what would a William Shatner directed Star Trek movie look like? You'd be like, he's going to free solo. They're just saying, row, row, row your boat twice. There's going to be some great campfire scenes. There's going to be some incredible scenes where we debate the existence of God. And then William Shatner is going to fight God at the end. And if that was your prediction, you almost nailed it. It's not really God. It just turns out to be a twist. It's a guy pretending to be God. All right. But that's the movie we're about to talk about. We're also talking about Star Trek Six: The Undiscovered Country today. The Undiscovered Country, of course, the future. Yeah. It's very philosophical. A lot of Shakespeare references in this one, baby. After all that, row, row, row your boat, they needed to get a little highfalutin. I'm Daniel Ehrenberg. I'm the host of the franchise. I have been since day one, baby. All right. Going for a rather long time here. I had a dream last night that Logan asked me when we're ending the podcast.
Mm. That was real.
Yeah.
That
That
really
was real?
happened. Yeah.
That happened yesterday?
Yep.
Oh, man. That wasn't a dream?
You didn't answer though. You want to say right now?
Did I have an answer?
You didn't say if you did.
I think it's up to you.
Okay. Oh shit.
Yeah.
All right.
Over
Can I
there's
show you
Logan.
something that I was going to show you before the podcast? This is completely not Star Trek related.
Okay.
I was going to show you before we started recording and then I forgot we started talking about something else. But remember when we went to see Gladiator 2?
Yeah.
I got this at the movie theater. They gave it to me. They were like passing it out. And I found it in my closet and I wanted to show it to you. It's a foam finger Gladiator 2 foam
Holy
finger.
shit.
Like you're in the crowd, you're supposed to. Oh wait, where's the?
Oh, you could like do
Oh, it's
this
like
thing.
this.
Put it
Yeah,
to the
you
side.
thumb up, thumb down,
Yeah.
thumb up. I meant to wear it for the podcast and I forgot it, and then I forgot I had it. So, but here it is, a fun little Gladiator 2 souvenir.
That's hilarious.
Check it out on YouTube, I guess,
You should hang
visually.
on to that for the rest of your life.
I plan on it. Yeah,
Okay, good.
that'll be fun.
Yeah. Long after this podcast is dead.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how
Yeah.
long I live.
What are you planning to do with this podcast until you're dead?
I just mean my life could be short. The
Oh,
podcast could
that's
end tomorrow, but also I could end and like I could die in a year, you
I
know?
suppose that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Logan
Man, that's
Adair over
this
there.
is so sad. This podcast.
Well, what are you gonna do? It's we're trying.
I think of these films as the David Warner films. That's how I'll remember them.
That's true. Plays two different characters. Now,
Freaking
listen,
awesome.
I want to say, I feel like I can end the podcast at any time now. The podcast to me has been a success because two listeners donated money so I could go to WrestleMania.
It's true. That was
All right.
freaking out of control.
Yeah.
Awesome.
David Esp and Nolan Rossiter. I'm going to say their names probably in every episode
Are there
going
no
forward.
franchises you think you have to do before you're done? This was a
I
big one, probably.
I have to finish Bond with Henry. That has to happen
You
at
care
some
about
point.
Bourne?
I'd like to do Born.
Mm-hmm.
What are you trying to figure out? Like, how soon can we
I mean, you
finish?
said
What do you?
you could end it tomorrow because you went to WrestleMania. I'm wondering, do you not care about any franchises?
No, but I feel like no matter when I end the
Avatar,
podcast, it'll feel unfinished to me.
yeah, because you're getting new ones every year. Terrifier, we
Yeah,
haven't done Terrifier yet.
I know. I always feel I like if I end the podcast, like I'm gonna feel stressed out about it, and then like 6 months later, I'm gonna start it up again, and it'll just sound like shit again because I'm producing it.
I mean, we haven't done. I mean, this is the year of Do the Right Thing. We could do that, right?
That's true. Yeah,
We should just focus on some movies you love that are near and dear to your heart.
yeah, Starship Troopers would be good.
Jackie
Uh,
Brown, Out of Sight would be fun.
sure. There's a few.
Yeah. But anyway, let's not stop talking about it.
This was one of them for sure, though. Star Trek. This
Yeah.
this was nagging at me for years.
My brother gets to pick the next one.
Oh, because he won fantasy basketball.
Yeah.
I didn't.
What do you think he'll pick? Like a Marvel?
I never
or-
opened that app until since the third week of the season.
There were weeks where I was not doing it either.
Mhm.
Sadly, I wish that I kept up better.
I got to tell you, I'm doing real well in baseball so far, though.
Do we have a baseball one?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Just you and your friends.
Mm.
Well, good luck. What
Um,
does the winner get? We got to do
what?
one next year where the loser gets
Oh yeah,
punished.
yeah.
Last
No,
place.
this is high stakes, bro. The winner gets like $1,000.
I thought you were low stakes, Daniel. You don't do high stakes games.
Not often,
You got to get
but
out of Vegas. That's all about high stakes.
it's true, man. I'm taking gambles.
Why do you like Buffy so much? They were very high in the stakes department.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I think like there's part of me that loves like superhero shit and sci-fi
I meant
and
stakes. That was like
oh,
a
that's
that's like
good.
a
That's
vampire
good.
joke.
That's very funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
But but I think my preferred movies are just about like people hanging out.
I saw a movie the other day where the description was like a bottle movie, but you hadn't seen it. I forgot what it was.
What was it? I'll
I
watch it
just said
right
I
now.
forgot what it was. I'll have to remember what it was.
Please do.
I will.
Uh, it wasn't Legion, right? Because I've seen that.
No, 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 no.
Okay, okay. Logan,
hmm
that's close to Legion.
It is a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, we should change your name to Legion Adair.
We can do that, yeah.
All right, great.
I was watching the first episode of Nathan for You, or not Nathan for You, the rehearsal. The second
Mm-hmm.
season of the rehearsal came out, and this girl said that there's this guy named Angel that hits on her at work. It was awesome. First of all, because the guy's name should not be Angel that hits on you at work. That's a bad sign. But also, I just watched an episode of Angel right before that.
What? You're already on season 5?
I
You
watched the
couldn't
first
wait?
episode. I mean, I watched the second episode today.
Damn. All right. All right. So let's talk about these Star Trek movies, huh?
Let's do it.
Let's. All right. So here's what happened. That fourth movie made a ton of money, was like nominated for Oscars and shit. Star Trek back on top. All right. But here's the problem
On top of what?
on the pop culture heap.
Okay.
All right. Um. Oh, you can ask me anything. I've got the answers.
I expect you do.
Yeah, yeah. So there's William Shatner and Leonard Nimoy, ever since signing on to do the original TV show, had something in their contract called the favored nations clause.
Interesting.
Okay. So basically, what that meant is if one of them got a new thing in their contracts, the other one had to get it too.
What?
Yeah. So if like Shatner got script approval, now all of a sudden Leonard Nimoy has script
Why isn't there a
approval.
Leonard Nimoy horror mask?
There should
That
be.
would have been hilarious.
If Nimoy has casting approval, now Shatner does too. Okay. So
Stupid.
Leonard, I know it's so stupid. I feel like Vin Diesel and The Rock have like a similar thing going on in the
But
Fast
Vin
and
has like
Furious franchise.
slightly more approval.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. uh, so so Leonard Nimoy directed the last two Star Trek movies.
Right.
So now Shatner exercises his favored nations clause. He now I have to direct a Star Trek
Why
movie.
not two though?
I think he was being kind. He waited.
Hmm.
Basically, what happened was like he was refusing to sign on for the fourth one, and Nimoy was directing it, and he said like I'll sign on if I can direct the next one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
So he does, and the script is basically his whole idea. Like he pitches this whole thing. Like in Yosemite Park is in his original outline, and the whole God thing. He was influenced by televangelists of the day,
Mm.
and so he pitches it to the studio. They're pretty chill about it. They just want to hire a writer to like make it not William Shatner. Um, and so they do. They get this guy David Lowery, who at the time was pretty big because he had written the movie Dreamscape with I think Dennis Quaid. I've seen it.
Isn't that the guy who made a Ghost Story?
No, not that.
David
It's
Lowery?
it's spelled with
Oh,
a
yeah, I see it here. Yeah.
GH. Yeah, not the W.
Like Chris
Yeah,
Daughtry. There were two Chris
that's right.
Daughtries.
That's right.
Although I think I always said Doherty was that other guy's name. Chris
Yeah, it is
Doherty.
Chris Doherty from Survivor Vanuatu.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, but David Lowery, this guy, he was like a trash merchant, but a really good one. Um, he went on to write a lot of movies in the
Oh, he just
'90s.
died last year,
Did he? Wow, R.I.P.
July
In the
9th.
'90s, he wrote Passenger 57 with Wesley Snipes, which I fucking love. That's Die Hard on a plane, and Money Train
That there's a
with
Liam Neeson like that too, nonstop. You know that?
yeah, I've seen it. It's not as good as Passenger
I think
57.
Julianne Moore's and he. There's also The Commuter, Liam Neeson on a train.
Ooh, that I might be interested in. I didn't know that's what that was about.
Yeah, you gotta check that out. I watched that in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
theater. That was around. That was like the time when I was watching Den of Thieves and 12 Strong in the movie theater. It came out in
Yeah.
those few months, so I
See,
saw it.
I never got on the Neeson action train. I've never seen a Taken.
Me either.
Well, maybe we should cover those.
Yeah, I think we talked about it, but
Yeah,
Neeson doesn't excite me that much.
me neither.
Shout out Schindler's List.
But you know what? He's going to be in the Naked Gun remake this year, so it'll give us an excuse to cover the Naked Gun.
How was he in Men in Black? Was he funny there?
I don't remember.
You don't remember because they tried. They made that funny.
Oh,
Well,
he's
those
in
are always
the
funny
international one, right?
with Hemsworth and
Yeah,
Tessa
I don't think
Thompson.
he was very good in that.
Okay.
All
What did
right.
he do? He like did something racist, right? What did he do?
He said that what was it? He said like his friend got beaten up by a black guy or something, and it made him mad, and he considered going to a black neighborhood and just fighting someone
That's not okay.
just to get that off
The
his
one black guy
chest.
is not the same as all the other
I
black
know,
people.
I know, I know.
Damn, Liam.
I like that Kanye West recently claimed that like he's having a hard time and his like he's like going through a lot of law stuff right now, like make trying to make sure Kim Kardashian doesn't like completely take his kids away from him. And
She
he
should.
said, "Yeah, I know." And he said he's having a really hard time with it because, quote, most lawyers are Jewish.
No.
And yeah, yeah, and he's a Nazi. So if most
I've heard.
lawyers are Jewish, then they're not gonna really favor him.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Well, good luck, Kanye. That's all I have to say.
All right. Um, what are we talking about? Where was I?
David Lowery.
Oh, David Lowery. So yeah, he wrote those Wesley Snipes movies in the '90s, and then even in the 2000s was writing some pretty fun shit. He did Lakeview Terrace for Neil LaBute and Obsessed
That's right. Which
with
a great
Beyonce,
film.
Idris Elba, and Ali Larter, which I agree is a great film. I saw that in theaters.
Oh, you're
Um,
lucky.
I know I am. All right. So he writes it. Shatner, he's a little annoyed about some of the stuff in the screenplay, but mostly fine. He's ready to direct, and they give him a $33 million budget. It comes out June 9th, 1989. They have been releasing them in the fall. They decided to try and release this one in the summer, but it was a very crowded summer. Batman, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, others. I
Back
say
to the
others.
Future. Was that
Back to the Future 3. Yeah.
two?
Two. Excuse me.
Three was in the '90s, which was weird about that franchise.
Oh yeah, yeah.
1990, I think.
Yeah. So
Right, should rank it top 10.
Oh wait. So anyway, let me just finish the box office. It opens well.
Yeah.
$17 million in its opening weekend domestically, which is actually more than Star Trek 4 got. But here's the thing. Star Trek 4 was good. So it like stayed in the top 10 for a while. Like the word of mouth was good. So like people who weren't necessarily interested in a Star Trek movie maybe went to go see a Star Trek movie week like 3 or 4.
Right.
This one everyone hated. So like after the first week, it plummeted and it was out of theaters after a few weeks. So ultimately, it made $63 million, which is the least for a Star Trek movie. All the Star Trek movies have been landing in the top 10 at the box office to this point.
Landing. That's like a spaceship thing.
Great. And this one, number 25,
Oh
between
no,
The Abyss and Major League.
The Abyss. Shout out to Big Jim.
And shout out to Major League, which we covered on the show.
Who made that? I feel like somebody. Nobody.
Don't remember. I don't think anybody really.
Okay.
Charlie Sheen.
Oh wow, Wesley,
Mhm.
he's in that too, right?
He is, yeah.
All right, top 10 or
Top
do want
10.
awards or what?
We could do top 10 first. 1989 top 10 list. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I don't know what to do with my 10. I'm between like four movies, so I'll just shout out the three that didn't make it. The Unbelievable Truth, The Burbs, Sex Lies, and Videotape. And then number
Oh,
10, I
Jesus.
decided to put Roger in Me, the documentary. Number 9, Weekend at Bernie's. Great film, four
Hell yeah.
stars.
I love that we're both going to have Weekend at Bernie's on our top 10 lists.
Of course. Oh, shout out to Pet Cemetery. I love that movie.
Yeah,
Not
that was
not near
good.
the list, but number 8, Back to the Future Part 2. Number 7, Brian De Palma's Casualties of War. Number 6, we covered it on the franchise, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Number 5, Big Jim. Here he is, The Abyss. Number 4, the first film of Cameron Crowe? Question mark. Just Say Anything? Or no? Oh no no
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
That's
No,
his
that is,
first.
well, his first that he directed.
What did he write previously?
He wrote Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Oh, shout out to him. That
Mhm.
was a woman.
Amy Heckerling.
Sorry, Amy Heckling. Number 3, Born on the 4th of July. Number 2, When Harry Met Sally. And number 1, robbed of the Best Picture Oscar that year. Was it even nominated? I don't know. Do the Right Thing.
Yeah. All right. Here I'll give you some honorable mentions. Is that all
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, what you got?
How
Always.
about no? The Mighty Quinn, Sea of Love, The Burbs, True Believer, Drugstore Cowboy, My Left Foot, Bill and Ted, Fabulous Baker Boys. That's good enough. All right. Here's the top 10. Number 10, Casualties of War. Number 9, Weekend at Bernie's.
Match.
Number 8, Back to the Future Part 2.
Match.
Number 7, Roger and Me. Number 6, The War of the Roses.
Oh shit. I've always been wanting to watch that movie.
Really?
Yeah. I can never find it
That's
streaming.
great movie.
Hey,
Hey,
Ross.
Yeah. Number 5, Jim Jarmusch's Mystery Train.
He's on a lot of your list, like every movie he has.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that period especially, like from Stranger Than Paradise up through like Night on Earth, all those are on the list. Um,
You don't like his first one?
that's his first one, Stranger Than Paradise.
That's his first one.
Yeah.
My bad.
4 is Hal Hartley's The Unbelievable Truth.
Oh.
Number 3 is Woody. I got a Woody on here. Crimes and Misdemeanors.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, Sex Lies and Videotape. And number 1, Do the Right Thing.
Okay. You did the right thing. You put Do the Right Thing in the number 1
That
spot.
is the right thing for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Star Trek, Do the Right Thing failed to win Best Picture at the Oscars, but so did Star Trek 5, The Final Frontier.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I thought I was knocking the Best Picture winner off of my.
But I'll tell you what it didn't fail to win, Logan.
What?
Worst Picture at the
No,
Razzies.
that's nuts.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
Fletch Lives came out this year.
Listen, the Razzies fucking suck. There are plenty of shitty movies that came out this year. Let me go to the bottom of my fucking 1989 list. Should I close it already? God, I'm a moron.
Fletch Lives is the only one I really hate.
Really?
Halloween 5 is next. That one I'd watch right now. You know.
Fair enough. I'd watch it right now. No, come on, Wired, the fucking John Belushi biopic with Michael Chiklis as John Belushi, fucking horrible. There's Moontrap. There's Ghosts Can't Do It, starring Bo Derek and Donald Trump. All right. There's Collision Course, which is a buddy cop comedy with Jay Leno and Pat Morita from Karate Kid. All right. There's some horrible fucking movies that year. There's no way Star Trek 5 should have taken this. And by the way, I know I looked at what it beat. Good movies is the answer.
Really?
The Karate Kid 3 was nominated. and Roadhouse.
So it's just like popular. It's not the worst. It's the like bad popular movies.
Not always, because I looked at this. Like DeForest Kelly was nominated for Worst Supporting
What?
Actor. I know, I know,
Is this one where he
and
gets a lot to do, like with his dad? Yeah, this is where he's like pulls the plug on his dad.
he lost to
What are we doing?
Christopher Atkins for a film called Listen to Me. I've never heard of that.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Shatner. What a year! He won Worst Actor and Worst Director. That's probably never before happened or since. Maybe Tyler Perry.
You think so?
Maybe.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I feel sick that they did that. That's
Me too.
disgusting.
He doesn't deserve that at all.
No, no. He deserves
This
best
is a
actor,
bad
best
movie, by the way.
director.
No, he doesn't.
There's a lot
This,
of cool camera shit.
yeah.
I think maybe because I was watching it from the lens of him doing it, so I was looking out for it. But I was really impressed. Not really.
Shatner's still alive.
I think so, right? I think we.
I think you should write him a letter,
Did I?
telling him all the cool camera shit he did.
I should just like put together.
I bet it would make him so fucking happy.
If I was gonna do that, I'd edit together a montage and just send it to him. Right.
Oh, Dream a Little Dream came out this year. Fucking She's Out of Control. There was some fucking garbage this year.
He's alive. Looking
Field
great.
of Dreams.
I know.
That's right.
I know.
That's right. I said it. Field of
It's
Dreams.
not that bad, though, is it?
Fuck that movie.
That Nightmare on Elm Street, the baby one,
The Dream.
the Dream Child.
I just kicked my fucking microphone out.
Yeah, that was bad. Ghostbusters 2. No, just kidding. All right.
Okay. All right, and worst screenplay, it lost to Harlem Nights, which, by the way, is also a pretty good movie. All right, Logan.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start talking about Star Trek V: The Final Frontier.
We haven't been doing that this whole time.
I guess we have, but walk me through the film. Does it open with the camping shit?
I believe it opens and closes with it. I believe, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I thought McCoy had like a line right out of Die Hard. This is the year after Die Hard. Not really, but you know the part in Die Hard where he's like, "Come to the coast, have a few laughs." You know that part? Where he's
Sure.
like in the air vent or whatever. Here, Bones starts out. He's like,
he's doing too much talking in that air vent. What if a terrorist hears?
he's quiet. He's quiet.
I
he has
still
to
think
keep himself entertained.
I still think talking out loud in that
I honestly really disagree.
Is a risk. I believe.
I disagree. I think you have to keep yourself entertained.
I don't know.
I would have to keep myself entertained.
You can't do it under wraps. I could keep myself entertained just in my head.
You just do that?
Yeah. Sometimes when I'm going to sleep at night, I'll be like, let me think of it as many Taylor Swift songs as I can.
Do you ever do that, really?
Sure.
That's such a good way to do it.
I
never thought about that.
I do that all the time.
Well, I'm gonna start. But yeah, we start there.
Let me name Marvel superheroes. Think of as many.
Try to go in order with Taylor Swift, or
not at all. I just like rattle
Reputation.
Rattle.
Go back to Speak Now.
Yeah, all over
red. All right. But Bones, he says, he's like, you'll have a great time. You'll get to relax on your little vacation or whatever he says when he's like watching Spock or climb the mountain. But then Spock like magically appears. He has these space boots that we use later in the movie to climb an elevator shaft. That was pretty exciting.
Kirk is free soloing.
Was he really free soloing?
I believe he was free soloing.
I don't know exactly what that means.
I don't remember really either, even though I watched the film Free Solo.
And you do it every morning before every podcast.
That's what we call jerking off. So I haven't done that in a while. Leave me alone. Anyway, fucking, he's free soloing, and which is like amazing. Like Kirk does not have like, he's not built for that.
Hey, come on.
He's also old as fuck. Like he retires.
That's how he stays young. Free solos.
I feel like even like the big free solo guys have to stop doing it once they're in their like 60s.
I was gonna guess way younger. Like
Really?
35, you're done. No, you can no longer free solo once you're 35.
Oh, I just mean Shatner. How old do you think Shatner is in Star Trek Five: The Final Frontier?
Oh, 50?
50. Let's look it up.
Probably older. I noticed in the next one the makeup job was looking pretty bad compared to like his hair.
He's 58.
Wow. See, he looks great. I thought he was 50. Look at
Great.
that. He tricked me.
All right,
But
just climbing a mountain.
yeah, but
So
Spock has boots. He can
yeah,
like
yeah.
levitate on his boots.
I won't die in these rocket boots. Uh, Free soloing is not logical.
Exactly. And but
Mhm.
they're like powerful. They can not only hold him up there, but later in the movie he holds Kirk in one arm and McCoy in the other. They shoot up
Yeah.
an elevator shaft. Very
Our
impressive technology.
our friend Shut Up Tim, who was just on, we just recorded an episode about WrestleMania with him yesterday.
Right.
He loves movies about rock climbing. He's like obsessed with movies about rock
I do
climbing.
too though.
So
The
like when
Alpinist, check it out.
so
You haven't
when
seen
I
that one,
started
have you?
watching this and I saw that, I was like, I wonder if this is his favorite Star Trek movie. I saw Tim recently on Letterboxd gave a rock climbing movie like 2 stars, and I was like, that must be the worst movie ever made.
Yeah. It's like when Henry gives a movie 1 star. That means
Yeah,
it's a
if
0 star
if like
movie.
Henry gave a Holocaust movie 1 star, then like
Or
no
about any
one,
president.
it should never be allowed to be released.
Yeah. If Lyndon B. Johnson movie got 1 star, they should have
Yeah.
never made it.
I just spoke to Henry last night.
Oh wow, how was he? Was he jealous of your WrestleMania
Oh,
attendance?
we didn't talk about that. We just texted.
Oh,
But he was
you can text about that
that's true.
WrestleMania.
I sent him a picture and he was like, that's awesome.
Oh
But
hell
he was talking about Larry David was talking shit about Bill Maher.
yeah. They should rest. They should do a boxing event.
I know. I
If they weren't
agree.
worth billions, that would be good.
Here's why we were talking, because I was reading an Iron Man comic from 1981 and I sent him a panel from it. Okay. Listen to this sick burn Iron Man gives. It's a you know about Chappaquiddick.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right. Iron Man says this in a
With like Blowout,
1981 Iron Man comic. What?
the movie Blowout about like the accident with the president or whatever, right?
Blow up.
You know the movie
Oh,
Blowout, Brian
yeah, yeah,
Palmer?
yeah, yeah.
Is
Sorry, I
that
was
kind of what
thinking
that
of
is?
blow up. Well, yeah. So Ted Kennedy got like drunk and like killed someone, and yeah. All right.
Was it
So
what's Chappaquiddick though? Like the name of the bridge or something?
yeah, I think the lake.
Oh, okay. All right.
So he's fighting some drones. You ready for this? He
Mm-hmm.
says, this is what he's thinking in his head.
Mm-hmm.
All I have to do is give them a good yank, bring them together on a collision course, and those drones will be smashed into more pieces than Ted Kennedy's presidential dreams.
Damn. And you thought of Henry in that moment.
Sick Chappaquiddick burn. And I was like, that is an insane thing for a comic book character to say. The only one in the world who will appreciate this as much as I do is Henry. So I sent him that screenshot.
Who wrote that comic?
David Michelini, baby. He wrote a really good run of Iron Man. He's the one who made Iron Man an alcoholic.
Whoa. Probably
Yeah,
pretty crucial.
very crucial.
Shout out to him. David Michelini.
I always thought it was Michelini, but I was reading about him
Um,
recently and I was corrected on this.
by who?
I think his Wikipedia page or something said like pronounced Michelini. I was like,
Oh,
oh
good for
shit.
you taking the time to read it.
Yeah.
Sometimes if I don't know, I listen to them get like called out on like an interview, like Conan or something. But I mean, those people aren't being interviewed.
Comic book writers usually aren't invited
Right.
on
But
Conan,
if I'm ever like,
unfortunately.
how do you pronounce Barry Keoghan? I'm like, I look up him being called out on Jimmy Fallon or whatever.
Nice. Yeah.
And I think it is Keoghan, which I
Is
don't
it?
like. Yeah,
I
Barry
thought it was
Keoghan.
Kogan.
Really? I think you always say Keoghan, and I try to
No.
correct it to Kogan, and you get mad at me.
No, I think it's Kogan.
Okay, let's just put our foot down. Say Kogan. Dan just put his foot down really
There's
hard.
someone who lives underneath me. That was probably rude.
You just
It's
hear bang,
early.
bang, bang with the broom.
Yeah, maybe.
That'd be awesome.
All right. So they go camping
Right.
and Spock likes s'mores,
Mm-hmm. And
but
singing.
he doesn't really know how to pronounce marshmallows, which was weird.
Marshmelons.
Yeah, marshmallows. What's that about?
It's just a Spockism.
But I thought Spock's like really smart.
He doesn't. He
It's not
is.
logical to mispronounce words.
Yeah, I don't quite understand him either. He reminds me sometimes of Drax the Destroyer, but sometimes he's like smart, so I don't know.
Yeah. If Star Trek was created today, Spock would be a big muscle guy.
Yeah, Batista would play Spock.
Yeah.
Well, they made it recently. It was Quinto,
No, I know, but
Zachary
that
Quinto.
they honored the original. If they did that, like Star Trek nerds would have lost their minds.
Yeah,
Um. All right.
I think
Fucking.
Could be a good Spock. He's a weird looking guy. You got to be a weird looking guy to be Spock.
That's true.
Trying to think. Adam Scott. What about him as Spock?
He's
He
too
could play Sulu.
handsome.
Adam Scott as Sulu.
Oh yeah, that would be. Let's cast a non-Asian guy as Sulu.
Oh,
Great idea.
oh, isn't it Harold in the no, it's not Harold. Who is it in the new movies? I forget.
It's yeah, Harold.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah,
That-
John Cho.
yeah, that'd be cool.
Hmm. All right. Uh, so they sing "Row Row Your Boat."
Oh,
Spock does not understand the thing where
it
you
was
have to come
so
in
good.
like after, like when they started doing that, I was like, I can't believe I'm watching this.
I know.
Like
I
this
know.
is insane. I never do you put on a Star Trek movie and expect the cast to start singing "Row Row Row Your Boat."
No, but if they do it once, they have to do it twice. And that was the best part when they come back and do it at the end.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
favorite
We
part,
bookend with "Row Row Row Your Boat."
I guess I'll just play it as the outro. But the way Shatner says merrily is my favorite thing ever. He's like, merrily, 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 merrily. It's, I don't know. It just makes me so happy. But I love it. That was my favorite part in Star Trek so far. Them around the campfire singing,
Wow.
row,
Okay.
row, row your boat.
There is
Unbelievable.
so much comedy in this movie. Like I don't know why really, but like
Yeah.
I feel like Shatner's whole thing was like I want fist fights and comedy in my Star Trek movie.
Well, hell yeah. Good for him.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Because then there's also that part where like who is it? Sulu and who's the Russian guy?
Chekhov?
Chekhov. They're like lost in the woods and they start going like they don't want to admit to Nichelle Nichols that they're lost, so they're like, "We're in a blizzard. We don't know exactly where we are right now because it's snowing out." And Sulu goes like,
It's like when you have a bag of chips and you're like pretending
"Yeah,
you're out of
yeah." And Nichelle Nichols is like, "Child." Well, I shouldn't do
Jesus Christ.
that.
Oh my god.
She's like, it's 72 and sunny where you are, child.
Oh shit. Yeah, that was funny. No, this movie is funny. It's got some good stuff. But
Did you
also,
notice that like we were doing like a feminist thing early on in the Star Trek franchise where like Nichelle Nichols was wearing pants rather than the skirt she wore on the original series? But then in
no.
like the last movie, they she's like in her 60s now, but they put her back in a skirt.
Maybe that was her suggestion. Like, I don't really want to get in and out of the pants. I'm 60 now.
I
Give
want to
me
be
the
sec.
skirt.
I want to look sexy,
You know,
child.
I have to poop at 3 o'clock every day. I don't want to. This is much easier.
Don't talk about poop.
Okay, sorry.
You
Thought
know,
you loved poop.
there are these two girls in my in the work chat.
Two girls, one cup.
Oh God, might as well be. And
Oh
they're just
no.
like they're constantly talking about having to
Poop?
shit.
What?
Yeah,
Who does that?
I know.
That's
One
gross.
girl put a picture in the group chat from a bathroom stall.
What?
I don't want to know about your bathroom habits. I don't care. I'm not like a prude or anything. Tell me all about your period. But like I just I don't need to know that you were like struggling with having to shit.
I feel like
And
you
now
used to
that
do this whenever you'd like tell us when you and Henry would go see new movies. You'd be like, "Well, I went to the bathroom before," or would Henry do that? Something you'd tell us like your bathroom breaks.
I don't believe I gave you shit details.
No, you didn't do that.
No,
This one was a two wiper.
I've never had a two wiper in my life.
You got like a six
All of
wiper,
mine.
a
Oh,
two
are you kidding
flusher.
me? I use half a fucking roll of toilet paper
See, this
every
is too
time I
much
go to the
detail.
bathroom.
This is too much.
I know it is
That was
taking
unnecessary.
revenge.
I didn't like it.
Okay, I didn't either
The
particularly.
listener shouldn't be tortured just because you get tortured. That's how I feel about it.
Listen, if the podcast is gonna end, I want them to know everything about me before I go.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Do you think those girls are gonna listen to this?
You know, I have a beauty mark on the head of my penis.
Is that true?
Yes.
Where at? Like the top, the left, the right, the
It's
bottom?
pretty light. It's light, but it's
Mm.
like right on the top to the right of the head,
All
looking
right.
down.
I just imagined that way too much, way more than I should have. All right. I want to say people rip on J.K. Rowling a lot, as they probably should, but she, remember the Nimbus 2000 or whatever?
Oh, that's what we're ripping on J.K. Rowling about? Her fucking broom names?
The Nimbus is a thing here. There's the Nimbus 3. I always thought that was such a fun name in Harry Potter, the Nimbus 2000. And that's not even a thing. I mean, she might not have seen Star Trek, but I assume she has. She's a nerd. I assume she growing up and she just like watched Star Trek, right? And the Nimbus stuck with her,
I
and then
don't
she
know.
made that broom.
Star Trek fans tend to be more tolerant people than J.K. Rowling is.
That's a good point. I bet she didn't watch Star Trek. It's a
Mm-hmm.
good call.
It's more of a Star Wars person.
What do you mean? They're very reasonable people, the Star Wars fans.
Oh yeah, I know.
They're
They're very tolerant.
that's the most
You know
easygoing
why?
fan base out there.
Yeah, yeah. No. Pop a nice young Asian actor in the film
Oh,
and see what happens.
that was so sad. Shout out to
I
her.
know.
What was her name? Her
Kelly
real
Marie
name?
Tran. I love Kelly Marie Tran. I root for her.
Same.
She was on Comedy Bang Bang last week.
Oh
It was
wow,
nice to hear from her.
that was very
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Hmm.
And then they like sidelined her in the next movie. Like they like listened to the fans and they didn't let
Yeah.
her go on the adventure in the next movie. Fuck you,
Yep.
JJ. That was JJ. Fuck JJ.
That
Uh,
was bullshit. I've long felt that that last Star Trek movie was JJ selling
Star
out.
Wars. I agree. Yeah, that sucked. That
Did I
was the
say Trek?
yeah, but he also did Star Trek.
Oh,
Didn't he do
oh,
the same thing
true.
with Trek where he did one, not two, and then he came back for three? Or am I wrong about that?
No, he did one and two,
I wanted to. Who did three?
and then Justin Lin came in and did three.
Ooh. I think that's the worst Star Wars though. The last one probably.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
At least the prequels have vision
Somehow
and creativity.
Palpatine returned.
Well, that was good. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
We meet this guy, Cybok, Spock's half brother.
Yeah, it was like Noob Saibot, that Mortal Kombat character.
All right, I'll take your word for that.
Mm-hmm,
Who played him
mm-hmm.
in the movie?
I don't know if he was in the movie.
We gotta right that wrong. Probably.
Well, we're making another one, so might
Wait.
happen.
I forgot what his whole plan was. Do you remember Cybok? He like
Well,
saw something out in the clouds. It was like the first movie or whatever.
he sees a thing and he thinks it's God,
That reminded me of the first
and
movie.
he wants to like find God, I guess.
Oh, this is when we get to God, and Kirk is like, "You're not. Are you really God?" And they're like, "Whoa, don't question God."
Well, that's at the very end. Yeah.
Right. That was
Like
cool.
they know where God is. So they go find him in this like star system or whatever. And there's like a barrier. And God's like, how'd you get past the barrier?
Who
And
played
they're
him?
like,
Do we know?
it was some guy. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was
I think they tried to get Sean Connery. I might have read that.
George
And
Murdoch.
George Murdoch. All right. But ultimately fucking it wasn't God because he like asks for us. They're like, we have a starship. That's how we got past the barrier. And he's like, ooh, can I get that? And then Shatner's like, what does God need a starship
Well,
for?
also because he like didn't know their names or something. And Kirk was like, "Why would you? How do you not know?" Or he said like, "You're the commander" or something. He was like, "How do you not know I'm the commander if you're God or something like that?" I don't even know if he's the commander, but there was something there with like he didn't know whose role was what. But anyway, yeah, I thought that
He
was probably the best
honestly
scene of the
did a
movie.
piss poor job of pretending he was God.
I thought so too.
Like Kirk sniffed it out in less than five
But that
minutes.
just shows how good he is, though.
I guess so.
I think
Kirk's not going to be
he's the
taken in
man.
by any televangelist, man.
Hell no.
It felt like Shatner going like, "This is what I would say to a televangelist. Fuck those guys."
Yeah, this movie's kind of
Yeah,
cool.
it's not. It's really not. But I'd seen this one and I watched it along with I want to say How Did This Get Made or We
They
Hate
have an episode of
Movies.
this.
Either them or We Hate Movies. I used to listen to both those podcasts. And I watched along with one of those podcasts. It might have been We Hate Movies because they're big Star Trek guys.
Mm-hmm.
And so I watched it like as a bad movie. So I really only paid attention to the bad stuff. And I think I had it as a one on Letterboxd.
Oh
And it's definitely not a one.
no.
There's plenty of fine stuff. It's easily the worst of the first six that we've watched, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't say a one. Where's your
There's
ranking right now?
2, 4. What happened in 6? Two. Oh, 6 was kind of good. Two. Oh, I'm just doing the evens. I don't want to do that. Then I'm like a mark.
I'm not doing that. Here, mine where I'm at right now is 2, 4, 1, 6, 3, 5.
I think I would go 2, 4, 6, 1, 3, maybe 1, 5, 3. No, yeah, 1, 5, 3. 2, 4, 6, 1, 5, 3.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So you're gonna give this one a three?
I
Because
think
I
so.
think you gave Search for Spock a three.
But I went in wanting. I had the reverse. I went in wanting to like it because it was directed by Kirk. So I was
Yeah.
like looking for things to hang on to. It was
What were
pretty
the things
boring.
you liked?
The camera, the opening and the closing, the stuff with the god I thought was cool. I didn't love Cybok. He was kind of boring to me. McCoy, all McCoy stuff. I thought it was bullshit. He was nominated for worst actor or whatever. Because
Agreed.
his stuff with his dad, I was pretty into. And then when Kirk was like, "You don't have to take away my pain. That's what makes me Captain Kirk." I was like, "Damn, Captain Kirk, you're the man." Uh, well, I mean, what else? Were the Klingons around?
I think that's the next one.
No, okay.
Oh, they might have been around in this one. Wasn't there like a thing where there was like a hostage situation on a planet in this one? Was that this one?
There's like the weird ending where Spock is suddenly like on the Klingon ship, but he's like leading them at the end. I thought that maybe we missed the scene toward the end. He
Oh
was like,
yeah.
"Oh yeah, Spock is just like on the ship in control," and I was like, "All right, whatever." But yeah, so I do think they're in it. Oh, I like the Vulcan nerve pinch a horse. That was really good. Anytime he breaks that out, I'm a fan. The guy on the bus and the Wales one, that was cool.
Yeah.
I really
Yeah,
love
there's
that.
like
We don't do it enough.
horses in this movie. It's very much it feels like a TV show more than a movie. This one.
That's fine. Yeah. But we're in the fifth one. I'm treating it sort of like a TV show.
Yeah, no, it's not
Yes.
necessarily an insult. I love TV shows.
You do more than most people.
Yeah.
So yeah, I liked it. I don't really remember what a lot of Scotty doesn't do anything, I feel. Right.
Wait, but is this the one with the hostage situation where there's like a Klingon, a Romulan, and a Terran walk into a bar?
You're gonna do that,
And
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And
I don't know if that's this one. I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
I don't know.
It might be the other one.
Next one, there's a lot going on. The next one's pretty cool.
Next one's intense, man. It's a whole Cold War allegory.
That court scene was pretty epic.
Yeah.
And the way it was lit and shot, and them like standing there in the middle, that whole design was really, I liked
And
it.
it had Worf from Star Trek The Next Generation.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Sure people like that.
Yeah.
And Christopher
Um,
Plummer.
yeah. There's a lot of
And
like
Kurtwood
fun,
Smith.
weird actors in it. Yeah, Kurtwood
He
Smith.
looks so funny, right?
I know. Oh my God.
I would have that poster in my house if
If
I was
Red
him.
Foreman could see Kurtwood Smith in that fucking get
What would
up,
he
he would
call him?
probably dumbass.
I think you're probably right. Maybe
Yeah,
double
yeah.
dumbass.
Oh, good.
Double dumbass on you. Uh,
Double dumbass on you.
that look, I've never seen an actor look so incredible. I don't think
Yeah. Yeah.
he
It
he
was
should
like,
definitely.
how silly can we make this man look?
Whoever the other guy, I mean, we'll get into it, but the other guy looked cool too. Whoever he was hanging out with, maybe John Shuck.
All right.
I don't know. I think maybe you know him.
John Kruk from the
No,
Philadelphia Phillies.
I don't know him. I don't know him. But I guess that's this movie, right?
Yeah, why not? I give it a two. Um, but I'm gonna give Shatner my MVP.
Yeah, definitely. He directed the baby.
The baby.
I'll go three. And who's the LVP though? I'm gonna go Scotty. I don't remember anything he did.
Nah, I thought this Cybok guy was dull.
Really.
Yeah.
Fair. He could have been better. The movie is probably better if it is somebody better, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe it's a
Well,
three for you.
I think this was actually the character that was supposed to be
Like
Sean
Jude Law.
Connery.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
That's weird.
I know. Hey, look, this guy's the Nepo baby. The guy who played
Luckinbill?
Cybok. He's the son-in-law of Desi Arnaz and Lucille
Son-in-law.
Ball.
Whoa.
So I guess like, well, so I guess not really a Nepo baby. He's just married to Lucille
I mean, if
Ball's
he gets
daughter.
work because he's related to Lucille Ball, that is a
There
Nepo
you
baby.
go. There you go. He
Or
might have
it's at
done
least
it.
because of nepotism. Maybe not a Nepo baby, but it's because of nepotism, right?
And they have three kids together, so maybe they have their own Nepo babies.
Oh wow. I don't think I've ever heard that name. Luckinbill? Maybe you have. Listener.
I wait, Thad Luckenbill.
Who's he?
Isn't that a person?
That sounds familiar.
Thad. I'm gonna look him up right now.
Okay.
Thad
I think this guy
Luckenbill.
Cord, who David Warner plays in the next movie, he's a character in this movie, played by somebody else, I think. Charles Cooper. So we just did a recasting in the next film. Oh, never mind. He played Gorkon, not
Look at
Cord.
this. Look at
Sorry,
this.
guys.
Thad Luckenbill. I totally found it. He's mostly a soap actor, but I know him from some other TV shows that more prime time TV shows. But look at this. Under personal life on his Wikipedia, he's the cousin of fellow actor Lawrence Luckenbill, the son-in-law of comedian Lucille Ball,
Oh well.
and husband to entertainer Lucy Arnaz. Okay,
Holy
so
shit.
he this is a Nepo family. They're like a stealth Nepo family.
They really are.
Yeah,
So he's the son of the son-in-law,
that's right.
but he's still breaking in there.
He's
That's how we
getting
do.
through. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Shout out to Thad.
Shout out to Thad. All right. So let's get into the sixth one, huh?
I say we do that.
All right. So the fifth one was a failure. So they're like, whoa, what the fuck do we do now? Harv Bennett is like, let's shit can the cast. Let's just reboot this baby. And what we're gonna do, remember like years ago, like they were having trouble like signing them on. They were like, maybe we'll do like a prequel where they're young.
How's that gonna be? Oh, just recast everybody. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So he's now Top Gun was a big hit a few years ago. They're like, we'll do that. Let's do a movie called Starfleet Academy. It'll be Top Gun in space. All right. And I think the title then changes to the Academy Years. And it's going to be like Kirk, McCoy, and fucking Spock like meeting at the Academy. And Kirk
Yeah.
is like Maverick.
Surprised this
And
hasn't happened.
I know it sounds like a fucking can't miss.
Yeah.
But they fucking basically what happens is the the actors like revolt. They're like, this is fucking bullshit. We want to keep making these movies. Fuck
Only
you.
10 years of life left.
Yeah, yeah. And Paramount sides with the actors.
Good.
And so they fire Harv Bennett. He's been shepherding the franchise from films 2 through 5, and now he's dead. Not dead, just fired. All
The other
right.
guy seemed to have died, right? Though.
He claims he quit, but everyone else says he was fired.
Okay, one of
Yeah.
those situations. Roddenberry's dead, though, right? We start the film dedicated to Gene Roddenberry.
Roddenberry did get to see the film.
Good.
Um, well, he hated it. Gene
Oh,
Roddenberry hated these fucking movies. He wanted to be in charge of them all. He was super pissed that he
he's like
couldn't
Stephen
be.
King. Reminds me of him.
Yeah, yeah, kind of. So like he would always give notes on all the movies, and then they'd ignore all the notes and just do the movie how they wanted, and he'd be pissed about it.
Maybe he
Um,
had something good
maybe I
because
don't
these
know.
movies are all just pretty good, mostly.
I think he probably had a lot of ambition. He was probably interested in making movies that wouldn't really work as big budget action movies.
Well, I would love to have seen him.
Yeah, I'd be interested
If he's got
myself,
him in a
but
vault, let's try to get him going.
I don't know that he actually sat down and wrote any of them except for like one draft of the original one that
Hmm.
didn't get used. But whatever.
Are we doing a Star
So
Trek? What's going on with that right now?
what do you mean?
Is there a current Star Trek in development anywhere? Remember, Tarantino wanted to do one, right?
Yeah, they've been talking about it forever,
But the
but
third one was what, 10 years ago? That was a long time ago.
we're gonna cover there was a start because remember we were like there's 13 movies. What do we do about this franchise?
Hmm.
I was reading about it. Did you know that a Star Trek movie premiered on Paramount Plus earlier this year?
Wait, what? No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, starring Michelle Yeoh.
No,
Mm-hmm.
well, completely was not aware. So we'll do that.
Yeah, so I just figured we'll cover that.
Okay, that'll be great. I think we
Mm.
said like, hey, maybe one will secretly drop by the time we finish because it'll
It
take so
fucking did.
long. And then
Yeah.
one did before we even started.
Yeah. Um, all right, so where are we at? Harv Bennett's fired. Gene Roddenberry dies 2 months before the movie comes out, like a month and a half, really. And then we need to figure out what we're gonna do. So Leonard Nimoy. Well, so first we asked Nicholas Meyer, who like wrote and directed Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan,
Hmm.
and he's like, I don't really have any ideas, but he's willing to take a meeting with Leonard Nimoy. And Leonard Nimoy goes up to Nicholas Meyer's house, and he's basically like, I don't really have an idea, but like, what if we use current events? Like, say whatever the equivalent of the Berlin Wall is. Like, all right, so say we start with like Chernobyl, like a Chernobyl happens in the Star Trek universe, and then the Berlin Wall falls, and like we take it from there. And this like inspires Nicholas Meyer, and he said basically like when Leonard Nimoy said that, he came up with the fucking entire thrust of the movie in like 2 seconds.
So does Nimoy get credit?
Um, I
Writing
think he
credit.
does get a story credit.
Very cool.
Uh huh. Nicholas Meyer directs it. He co-writes with this fellow Denny
Which one
Martin
did he do it again?
Flynn.
He's coming back, right?
Wrath of
Oh
Khan.
shit. Okay.
Yeah. And there's also like two other dudes credited for story in this movie.
Mm.
But listen to this story.
Oh wow. You're gonna be
This is
credited for this story.
I'm gonna be credited for this story. This is wild shit. Um Apparently this was like during the writer's strike. This movie was developed.
How many of those have we
Okay,
had?
a bunch.
Fucking
Um,
30.
so I mean, there was not one after this until like 2008, and then
Okay, so
there's
only like
another one.
5.
Yeah, yeah. But so there's a big writer's strike this year, and one of the things they did was like they had a meeting to talk about ideas for this movie,
Hmm.
and they brought in these two guys to just transcribe whatever they said in the meeting. All right.
Okay.
And then these two guys, according to Leonard Nimoy and Nicholas Meyer,
Yeah.
brought the pages of notes to the Writers Guild passed them off as their own.
No.
Yeah, and so the Writers Guild was like, "Well, you guys came up with a lot of these ideas. I guess you deserve a
What?
story credit on Star Trek Six."
That no one ever fought back against that?
They fought back. There was a whole arbitration with the Writers Guild of America where they were fighting, but they had these notes.
What the hell? That they actually got away with that?
They got away with it.
Holy shit, that's robbery.
I know.
Damn. I didn't know you could do that.
I don't know. It's a
Let's
great
just go
idea,
to some
honestly.
meetings
It's
and
pretty genius.
just like hide in the corner and just like write
Yeah.
on some sticky notes.
I remember when I was working at Marvel in
Mm-hmm.
college, like they were I was like sitting there doing something, listening to some editors having a conversation about Secret Invasion, which was in the works at the time.
Yeah.
You know that story?
Uh, I mean, I've heard Secret Invasion, those
They
two
made
words
a
together.
Disney Plus series out of it, but it was like a big comic book story at the time. And
Okay.
maybe I should have done that. I could have written down
Yeah,
what they were
you didn't
talking
know the
about.
trick that you
Yeah.
could get away with just
God damn
theft.
it. All right.
Wow.
Um, so that's what goes down there. So a bunch of people are involved in the writing or credited to be.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes out December 6th, 1991 on a $30 million budget. And it just in time for the 25th anniversary of Star Trek, by the way. The
Wow,
original series premiered 25 years before this.
that's
And
awesome.
it does pretty well, better than the last one. $96.8 million at the box
Was it
office,
word of mouth? People got good reviews.
probably. And it came at number 15 for
They were
the
like,
year
David Warner's
between.
back. They were like, what? No way. David Warner's back? Are you kidding me? As a different character? I gotta go.
I
And I'll
think
bring my
David
little brother.
Warner is in Nicholas Myers' Time After Time, like his first film.
Oh,
So
okay.
maybe he was like, man, my boy Warner got shafted by that last Star Trek movie. Let me give him another shot.
I love that. That's cool. Did
Yeah.
we just he is in the Omen, right?
Was he?
I think so. I think when we did the Omen, he's like
Oh, yeah, I think
the
that's
guy
right.
with the guy. He gets decapitated.
I mean, to me, he'll always be say you're a fighter.
Yeah, I'm a fighter.
No, say it like you mean it.
I'm a fighter.
All right.
Oh, I thought you were gonna tell
See.
me to do it again.
No,
I
no.
don't remember how many times he did it.
I think it's just that. But yeah,
Okay.
he's what Sidney Prescott's drama professor at
And Scream 2.
Scream 2, yeah.
Yeah. The worst
Um
parts of that movie, in my opinion.
Cassandra.
Yeah, I don't love that part.
It's
Any of
very
the
silly.
parts, the parts where she's hallucinating, or is she
I used to
hallucinating? Is
she's
that
not
real?
hallucinating. She's not hallucinating. I used to watch that movie like on a slow frame rate when I was a kid to try to figure out whether she was hallucinating.
I did that, but with when Courtney Cox is on David Arquette, that's what I
With
would watch in slow
your dick
motion.
out.
Yeah, with his hands on her boob. Remember that part?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, there. You know how like the ghost face is on top of
But
her.
just because you see him doesn't mean anything.
Listen, ghost face is on top of her, and then she looks up, and it's just like the two girls,
Mm-hmm.
Portia de Rossi and Rebecca Gayheart.
Mm-hmm.
If you watch very closely, Logan,
Yeah.
you can see the feet of Ghostface run out of frame and then walk into it.
Well, okay. That sounds
All
like proof
right,
to me.
that's proof.
That's pretty good. All right.
Thank you.
I mean, it doesn't make me like the scene any better, but it's proof that it's real and not she's not hallucinating it.
Yeah, it makes it less cheesy.
It doesn't make it more significant though to me.
No, no, it sucks. I agree, but it's like makes
It,
it acceptable in my
it's
mind.
cool she has a passion though. You know, if she without that, we might be like, what? So what's she doing? Just going to classes? She's not doing much else.
Yeah,
Going
what
any
are her
clubs?
dreams? Is she gonna
Yeah,
become a slut like her fucking mother?
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. But no, we know. So I actually do kind of like it. I take it back.
Ooh, okay. Taking
and
it
it gave
back.
us Warner. I didn't know him before that moment either. So
Okay. Where are we? Oh,
uh, for Gene Roddenberry. Anyway,
you want to hear some awards?
yeah.
So
Hopefully
how
not
about
Razzies.
no? How about this comeback after winning the Razzies for worst film and worst director, and worst actor in the previous year or 2 years earlier, this movie gets nominated for two Oscars.
Holy shit. That's why when you sign onto a project, you have to just give it your all. You can't be like, well, this is a part of some bullshit. Because it could be good.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could have, but it's only gonna be good if you give it your all, is the thing. Like if you come in
Wow.
knowing it's gonna be shit. That's like sports though. Like,
This is inspiring.
but really though, like if you're a basketball player and you have to think you're gonna make it. Because you're else you're not gonna shoot it right. You're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna miss it, whatever. But if you think you're gonna make every shot, then you're shooting it to make it, which means you're gonna make it, you know? You have to
Yeah.
believe that it's gonna be a great project.
Yeah.
Shout out
Believe
to
in
these
yourself,
guys.
like Ben Simmons. Um,
Yeah, he's on the he might win a championship right now.
what?
He's on the Los Angeles Clippers and they're doing amazing. They're
Didn't
tied with the
they?
Denver Nuggets right now, but they won a
They
game in Denver and
Oh, really?
took the other
I
one to
only saw
overtime.
that the Nuggets won the first game of that
But
series.
Denver had to win in overtime at home. And then the next game, the Clippers won. So the Clippers are 1-1 in Denver. And then they get to go back to LA and the
Could we
Los
get a
Angeles
Clippers Lakers finals?
uh for the West
Semifinals.
Coast.
Yeah, yeah.
And that I've heard that Lakers and Clippers have never played in the playoffs before,
That's
which sounds
insane.
impossible to me,
Yeah.
but that's what I heard. And the Clippers now they don't play in
Rangers
crypto.
Islanders have a bunch.
A lot of them have like you've had like the Mets and the Yankees that play a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah.
It's
They play in
fucking
the fucking
weird.
World Series together.
Yeah, the Subway Series they call it, right?
That's right.
But the Clippers now have actual real home court advantage. They don't play in crypto.com arena, formerly Staples Center.
The Crypt.
The Crypt, yeah. They don't play there anymore. They have their own arena and they built this big like
The
wall in front
Clipped.
of the clit.
The Clipped.
Yeah, I know what you said. Sorry. I made it gross. I've
You
been
always
talking to you
do.
too much. I always do.
All you're doing in this episode is talking about fucking shits and
You're right. I don't know
clits.
what's going on with me.
Yeah.
All right. But Ben Simmons, shout out to Ben Simmons. He might win a championship.
I hope
Maybe. I
not.
mean, who knows? Who knows?
All right. And Oscars,
Oh yeah.
Logan. This was nominated for best sound effects editing and best makeup, and it lost both of those awards to Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Okay. We didn't
Directed by
say
Big Jim.
Big Jim pulled it out again. His
Yeah.
dick. I didn't say in the last week. I do think the effects have gotten pretty bad. Some of the effects are cool, but some of them you can tell it's just the computer doing shit.
Yeah. You know what's wild about this movie
What's that?
is it came out in 1991. All right. And the previous one came out in 1989. And Star Trek 5 feels so much like an 80s movie to me. And instantly in 1991, this movie feels like a fucking 90s movie.
I don't know if I got that necessarily, but the other one does feel way more 80s. I do feel that. But I didn't watch this and get like, ooh, we're in the
No,
90s.
the second it started, I got like the same vibes like when you watch Jason Goes to Hell and you're like, oh shit, now we're in the 90s.
Okay. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I didn't think that. I don't know early 90s as well as you. So
Oh, I know it, baby. I was
yeah.
there. This was how movies started for me. This is what they looked like.
Yeah, really. You're 4, 5, 6 going to the movies for the first time.
That's
This
right.
is how you're learning what things
Mhm.
look like. But by the way, the Excelsior, that is like a real thing in Star Trek because Sulu is now like the captain of his own ship, the Excelsior.
Hikaru Sulu, as we find out.
Oh wow, he's not even
We
with the
call him
crew
by
at
his
the
first
end.
name. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like I was forgetting that guy's name from Seinfeld. Um,
David
the
Putty,
no, the neighbor, freaking
Cosmo
neighbor,
Kramer.
Cosmo Kramer. How we don't know his name for like 4 seasons. Anyway, oh, we're doing a peace treaty with David Warner. He's like the leader of the Klingons, and we've got his crew, Christopher
I
Plummer.
wasn't done with the awards.
Oh, really?
Logan.
We didn't finish that?
No.
Oh,
Sorry.
shit.
Let me just do the Saturn Awards really fast. This actually won Best Science Fiction Film of the Year.
Well,
It was nominated for costumes, lost to Dracula. It was nominated for writing and lost to Dracula. Nominated for makeup, it lost to Batman Returns. And Kim Cattrall was nominated for Best Supporting Actress and lost to Isabella Rossellini in Death Becomes Her. There you go.
who's
All right, now
Kim
you can.
Cattrall?
What are you talking about?
I don't know. I'm asking who Kim Cattrall was.
She's the Vulcan. She's like the one who turns out to be the bad guy.
Okay, okay. I thought so.
Did you not realize that was Kim Cattrall while you were
I don't know
watching
who
the
that
movie?
is. I don't know who the hell that is.
Fucking Samantha from Sex and the City. Lawrence of
Whoa!
Arabia, bro.
Lawrence of my labia.
Yeah.
No, I didn't put that together. Damn.
Hell yeah.
Now I gotta watch it a second time. That's pretty cool though. Yeah. Everything that you said was right. And then the peace treaty time, right?
Yeah.
That was pretty fun. We have a nice dinner. I enjoyed the dinner. It seemed like pleasant time. I enjoyed their food. And then bad shit happens. We like go get in our own ships, but then they're bad, not the bad ship. The Klingon ship gets attacked.
Seemingly by the Enterprise.
That's right. There's some invisible chicanery going on. What we
There
learn
is some
about that
chicanery going on.
later
Good
on.
call.
Yeah. I didn't really understand because Kim Cattrall was doing bad stuff, but she wasn't the bad guy.
She was like a sleeper agent for the bad guys.
So she was a bad guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Because there was like the big reveal where she goes to like kill Spock or something, but then
Well, and Spock was like, she was like Spock's protege.
right.
Spock loved her and like shepherded her through the Starfleet Academy and shit. And
But she
I
didn't
don't
seem to get
know.
punished. I didn't think.
She's not with them at the end of the movie.
But she's not dead, is she?
I assume she's
They just like gave her like a slap on the wrist.
on a prison planet somewhere.
We have prison planets?
They get sent to one in this movie.
I don't remember the prison.
They get sent to like the salt mines of something.
I thought that was just like I guess that's the same as like a banishment. That's the same as like a prison a little bit.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah.
Kirk gets to fuck David Bowie's wife.
Is that who that was?
Yeah.
The shapeshifter?
Yeah, Iman.
She was cool. I liked her.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but yeah, Christopher Plummer's like the sidekick, but then he gets like a bigger advanced role later on once Warner bites it. So
Yeah.
we got photobomb.
He's got the and credit, I'm pretty sure.
I think
Who's
you're right.
photobomb of Kirk's son, you mean?
Yeah, David, son David.
Yeah. I thought Kirk was good in this monologue where he's like, I'll never forgive the Klingons
There might be no one better at talking
for
than
what happened to my son. He is really, you just want to listen to him.
every single word.
Like I would listen to an audiobook read by William Shatner.
He might have
And
done
it doesn't need to be like his memoir or something. Like I would listen to like
one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish.
yeah, or like, you know,
That's not a good impression at all.
call me Ahab.
Oh wow, that would be really cool.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, photobomb. They get attacked. The guy died. The hint we have a hint like gravity boots. They use some gravity boots, so that's a little hint, whatever. And we go to like a jury. It's basically Kirk and McCoy are the two suspects of the people that
Well,
did it.
yeah, because they went on the fucking Klingon ship and like
And he's a
McCoy tried
doctor,
to like
so
save someone's life and couldn't. And
I think
he's just like,
Warner.
I just don't know much about Klingon physiology. I'm sorry. And I'm like, maybe you fucking should, dude. I feel like you encounter Klingons a lot.
It's true. That's actually a good call. He should know more about it. I didn't question that.
I feel like this Star Trek crew is like over the hill. Like when they retire at the end of the movie, I'm like, I think you guys are right to do this.
Yeah. And I'm glad
I feel like they're out of touch. It's time to give the next generation a look.
Well, literally, right?
Well, yeah, I know. That's why I said that.
Oh, but it would fit even if that wasn't the title. So it's pretty good. I thought that I was glad that it wasn't one of those things where it's like the final nightmare and then there's like a Friday the or Nightmare on Elm Street the next year. Like they were like we're saying goodbye and it was actually official. We don't see this cast again. I like that.
I think we
more
do
meaningful.
see them in the next movie, but it's the next movie.
I thought
like
we only saw Kirk.
I think we only see Kirk significantly.
Okay, interesting.
But we might see a couple of the other ones. They like hand off the series to.
We'd have a full movie
guys.
for them to do that.
Yes.
Sort of bullshit. This ending was probably enough.
Well, that's how they promoted it. Like it's really just like a Next Generation movie, but I remember all the ads were like Kirk meets Picard. That's the movie.
But we don't need
And then like you
Chekhov.
watch the movie and like they only have like a couple scenes together, and you're like, oh, that's not really what that movie was.
No, you gotta market it somehow. But it's
Yeah,
Star Trek. Maybe just market it as Star Trek.
yeah,
New
exactly.
Star Trek. Whatever. But I thought that was all very well done. The whole jury part where they're standing in like a middle circle, cool lighting and stuff. And we meet this shapeshifter, but she's like bad. She turns into Kirk and we get Kirk v Kirk action. That was awesome.
Yeah, I feel like that happens in the original series. Like there's an episode like that.
It made me think. We talked about like how David Boreanaz is sort of like him. We haven't had Angel versus, or have we had Angel versus Angel?
We fucking
We
have,
have had
dude.
Angel.
We
When?
just did like a few weeks ago.
Honestly, when I said it just now, it made me think we did.
Do you
When?
remember like there's that whole like they take that Orpheus drug and
Mm,
Angelus and Angel fight each other?
holy shit. Okay, my bad. Erase that. I'm not gonna erase that, but uh, Kirk v Kirk, and then like yeah, Spock like beams them. I don't know how he saved them, but suddenly they're just saved. Whatever, and then it gets revealed of what's her name, Valeris is Kim Cattrall. She was like in on the bad stuff, and Christopher Plummer did it. He's like the bad guy. He made his ship invisible, and then like did it from underneath our ship to make it look like it was our
Yeah,
ship.
the whole plan was to just like create chaos in the galaxy. Like they're anti-peace, basically. They want there to be chaos
But it
so
started
that
with a peace treaty.
I know.
Get your hopes up. You
They
think it
want to
might be a movie
ruin the
about
peace.
peace?
That's what this movie's doing. It's like it's about ruining the peace treaty.
I know, yeah. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool. I mean,
And it's
sad.
it's pretty cool. They make this movie right on the heels of the Berlin Wall coming down when like we really had like a peace treaty for the first time with like Eastern Europe or whatever.
Hmm.
And I don't know. It's a clever idea. I bet I probably would have liked this movie more if I was like an adult seeing it in 1991. I would have probably thought it was really smart.
Absolutely. Rather than a
Yeah.
5 year old.
No,
I would say so.
I mean now, just like because like I'm so distanced from those events, but like it's probably really clever if you really look at it.
Yeah, I think probably. And I thought it looked really cool. They upped the. I like the prison world as you put it, and that jury segment was very cool. And Kurtwood, we didn't. Oh, I mean, we sort of did earlier. I didn't really know his role. He just sort of pops in for a second.
Yeah, who cares?
You get
He's
to
just
see
there to
him.
look fun.
Yeah. And we kill Christopher Plummer. I don't know. We say goodbye to our cast.
We do, and her is wearing a skirt, and
She had to poop.
there's stop it, and there's a big shot of like all of them just sort of like looking
Oh, that
at the
was
camera,
nice.
going like, "Bye, guys, it's been great."
It was nice.
It was. I'm not saying it was bad, and I really liked the end too because it reminded me of the end of the first one where he's like, that away.
That
He
away.
goes, second star to the right, straight on till morning.
That away. Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that a lot. I want to say though, I didn't think about this until now. Well, I did a little bit because it ends. Did you catch the ending where they have like the signature credits?
Yes, that is insane.
That was what do you like? Insane bad or what?
It's just wild.
I thought it was really
I
cool.
wonder if they did it because like Star Trek conventions were such a big thing at this time. So
Hmm.
like the fans knew all of their autographs really well.
Wow. Yeah, the nerds will
So
recognize it. They'll
yeah,
pop.
so they'll like
That's
pop
Shatner. I
for
got
their
that.
I fucking know that one, man. That's Nimoy. That's DeForest Kelly. But yeah, and they do it in like opposite order of importance. Like like
Right, right.
Shatner's credited first, and then Nimoy, and then DeForest Kelly, and so on. They do it the reverse in this one. So Shatner's last. It's like, and look at that fucking shit, Shatner.
He had the
Boom.
best signature too. No, Nimoy had a really good signature. Nimoy's was good. But I wanted to say that's how Avengers Endgame ends. First of all, did you remember that? They do like there's Chris Evans, Robert Downey
We
Jr.,
do.
Scarlett
I have
Johansson.
no memory of that.
I didn't know that was a Star Trek. Maybe this isn't the first time we did it, but when I was watching this, I was like, wow, we ripped off Star Trek. But also that shot of them all like sort of in the hub, like in the cockpit. That's sort of like the at the funeral, the Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah,
funeral, the Iron
everyone's
Man funeral.
collected there.
We always
Just
get them
panning
all in that
across
one
them all.
shot. We
Mm-hmm.
sort of rip off the end of Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country. So fuck those Russo brothers. Am I right?
More like Boozo.
Whoa, I love that. They just did oh yeah, that Chris Pratt thing.
I don't know what they're doing these days.
That Chris Pratt thing that just came out.
No, I know, but I just don't know why that's where their career is right now.
Well, I think they're working on the next Avengers films
I
also.
know they are. I don't know. Maybe they're not as good as I thought they might go on to some stuff after the Avengers,
I
but
mean,
it
being
hasn't really
elevated
happened.
to making the Avengers films is pretty cool. Like that's what they do.
Right. I know, and he did a good job there, but like to me, they're just like Marvel hands. They're
Of
not real
course, but there's
filmmakers,
something to be said for that. That's pretty good.
I guess.
Like they pull it off
But
better than other people probably would. So shout out to them.
but I mean, look at Coogler, man. He was able to
Of
make
course.
movies in the Marvel system, and then like Sinners just came out. That's like a real fucking movie.
People are saying best of the year. It's only April 23rd.
Yeah,
But is it the best of the year? Better than Holland?
I'll take Holland.
Whoa, Holland's still number one. What about Mickey 17 versus
Sinners is better.
okay, all right. All right, who's the MVP and LVP?
Oh, hang on, let me pull it up. What do you got?
MVP, I'm gonna go Shatner. LVP, I think I would go Sulu in this one because I feel like he's only at the beginning in his own ship, and then he's not even in the rest of the movie. The end, he's not in that final shot with everybody. He's not
Hell
there.
yeah. Well, you know, I hate Sulu. He was my LVP in the first one.
You said he was worse than the child molester guy from Seventh
Yeah.
Heaven.
I think fucking George Takei sucks.
Just
All
because he's a
right.
weirdo or whatever.
Not as a person, just as an actor. I mean, George Takei is even like in the first season finale of Party Down.
Oh
And
yeah,
he plays himself.
yeah.
And I don't even find him convincing in that role.
That's very funny. He didn't say "oh my" once. Is that a
No.
Sulu thing or a George Takai
I think it's
thing?
more a George Takei thing.
Is it Takai or Takai? I'll never get that right either.
I think it's
Uh,
Takei.
so that's just he has the catchphrase as George Takei.
Yeah. Oh my.
Oh my, that is good. That's crazy. That's so good. So fun to imitate. Oh my. All right. Shout out to Mark Leonard. He was in these movies. Spock's dad.
Yeah.
He did a good job.
I'll give MVP in this one to DeForest Kelly because I haven't
Good for
given him
you.
one previously, and I thought he was really good in this one.
He was like my third favorite guy the whole time. Kirk and Spock, and then
Oh,
him.
easily. Like, I was glad he was at that campfire
Definitely.
because to me, he's as important to the franchise
His
as
eyes were
Kirk and
glistening
Spock.
in the fire.
Yeah,
That guy has
yeah,
great eyes. Great face. That guy, whatever's going on with his face, they were like, we got to get this in a movie. He's
yeah.
just
Plus, his
so.
name's DeForest. You got to put him in the forest.
Oh, why? How did I not put that together? The forest. Get the forest out in the forest. It's so good. Remember Forrest from Buffy, my least favorite character of all time?
Yeah, the one black guy.
I made a joke about him once when he was in the forest,
I believe
but
you did.
I
Yes.
didn't do it here for the forest. Damn it. DeForest. That's such a cool. I never heard that ever. Have
It
you? Is
is really
there
cool.
any
No,
other DeForest?
I don't think I know DeForest. I remember I met a dude named D Anthony once though. I was like, that name is good. I think you put D in front of a name. It's awesome.
There's a basketball player, DeAnthony Melton. So I've heard that name
Like if
before.
my name was like Daniel instead of Daniel, I think that might be
Daniel.
cooler.
Damn, Daniel. Well, there's DeAndre. That's
Yeah,
a
and
pretty good
that's a
name.
cool name too, honestly.
That's Andre, but with D, DeAndre.
Hmm.
Yeah. D'Angelo.
Yeah,
D'Angelo Russell.
I like them
I'm just
all.
naming basketball players. All right. But what's next? When are we doing three? Oh, we said we were going to close the next one out with the last week has two. So we're on an even number now, right?
Yeah, yeah, we're just gonna fucking do it.
Did that throw
So
off next week with Tim, or is Tim on
not
next
at
week?
all. Not at all. So next week, Tim, our good friend, shut up, Tim, lover of mountain climbing movies,
And
is
WrestleMania 41.
and WrestleMania. Well, he didn't love this particular one, but
Well,
of
let's try to get
WrestleMania in
listeners of that
general.
episode. He loved
Yeah.
WrestleMania 41.
Well, we had a great conversation about it.
Oh, he
A
didn't
must
have to
listen
love it.
conversation.
But if someone else loved it and they wanted to hear someone who loved it, let's say Tim loved it.
I feel like more people want to hear us shit on things than love things.
I just want to be honest.
Well, me too.
Oh,
I think that's what we are. But I
yeah.
don't want to be honest in promoting. I don't want to be dishonest in promoting the
Well, I
episode.
didn't remember if he loved it or not. That was just a misspeak.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah.
So anyway, next week Tim is coming on. We're covering the seventh one, Star Trek Generations, and the one Tim says is his favorite, Star Trek First Contact, which I've
Well,
always heard is fucking great, and I have never seen before. Because I've only ever seen Generations of the Next Generation ones,
you didn't like
so
it enough
I
to
thought it
not
was
watch the rest?
I thought it was fine.
Okay.
But I told you this. I always thought Next Generation was boring because my dad watched it when I was a kid, and like I'd be in the room like wanting to watch Power Rangers
But
instead.
I didn't know if that meant that was a show.
What?
I thought that was a show you were talking about.
Next Generation is a show, but now that show becomes the cast of the movies.
But you could separate it and just watch the movies. Like just not watch the show.
Well, I did do that with the original cast, but for
Right.
some reason I
Be like,
couldn't
that's
wrap
my
my head
dad's
around that.
thing. But the
Yeah,
movies are
yeah,
cool.
yeah. I know. I should have,
Do we know the
but
directors? Anybody
um,
cool?
not really. Generations is directed by like kind of a nobody, I think, and then the second and third one, First Contact and Insurrection, are directed by Jonathan Frakes, who's one of the actors in Next Generation. He plays Riker.
Okay.
And then the last one is directed by Stuart Baird, who's the guy that edited Die Hard and went on to direct a couple of movies like U.S. Marshals, which we covered.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what we got coming down the pike. But next week is Generations and First Contact with Shut Up Tim Allen, and I'm
Wow, I
looking
can't
forward
wait.
to that very much. Please listen to the WrestleMania episode. Please, we're starting Angel season 5 this week. Just finished fucking Buffy. Just straight up
Mm-hmm.
finished Buffy. Check that out.
I already started the
Um,
rewatch, which is as good as ever.
are you serious?
No, not
Oh,
serious. I mean,
okay.
it is as good as ever, probably.
Yeah. Hey, I'm watching here coming up next week.
Oh,
Anything
true.
else you
Monday.
want to talk about?
Next 3 episodes of Survivor.
Yeah.
And then next week we'll do 1990. We'll give out the awards for the films of 1990 rather than a top 25 thing, I think, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That'll be fun.
All right, cool. So plenty coming up on patreon.com/the franchise. I hope the podcast has another couple years in it, guys.
Yeah, we're not, I don't think we're gonna end it.
I hope not.
No. We'll see.
I like it. You know,
No, I'm just
I feel like every time I get up to do a podcast, I'm like, we should just end the podcast. And then I do it with you, Logan.
So every morning
And
you're like, we should
yeah,
end the podcast.
and then like, but then I
Holy
do it
shit.
with you. We record it together, and I love talking to you about movies.
Same. I love movies. They're my favorite thing. And
I feel like even if we ended the podcast, I'd want to do, hey, I'm watching here with you, just us,
well,
not
this is
recorded.
like this is the show that I don't like doing. The franchise, you know? Like
Come on.
like I
This
love
is the
Buffy.
show with a hook.
And I love we just did all of Buffy. We just went through all of Buffy.
Yeah, but a million podcasts have done that. No other podcast has
Not
this
like
idea.
us. Not as good as we just
This
did.
podcast rules.
That's the one I like doing the least.
That's
and hey, I'm watching
fine.
here.
But I think it's
so
the
much fun.
most crucial. I think you can't stop this one.
I think he's Swift. If we made that to the public, could have been so. But the thing is, that had songs. I don't know if you can really do that. Put the amount of songs we put out there.
I know.
Maybe you can. I don't know.
All right, that's an off-air conversation. Come
Yeah.
on back next week for Generations and First Contact, and may the force be with you.
Always.